Hi there, here's another video. Um, Now this video, as you can see, I always try and, I change my videos as well. Um, I like to be creative with my videos as well, and sometimes it can be just talking over a picture, or sometimes always try and tell a story, so people get an understanding of what I'm trying to say. Um, but yeah, chop and change my videos, just what I feel is necessary and what will connect with people. And a picture tells a story. And China leads the way in artificial intelligence. And as I've been doing a little bit more research here and there when I can on China, it's obvious to me that that's where everything's heading towards. I take a look at China, then I take a look at what's being developed in Britain, where I live, and pretty much everywhere else. And it does look true what David Icke says, that China is the blueprint for the rest of the world. And he said so many things. I mean, he predicted the cashless society. He predicted an alien invasion, a fake alien invasion. He predicted what else did he predict? The New World Order, which is coming now. What's happening now? He predicted it. So he wasn't as mad after all, and that's what's really happening now. People are now seeing that with shock what's really going on, even when they would probably not like to see it. And it's like you get different sections of people. You get the people that just want to hide behind their government. Then you get another section of people that are like waking up a bit, and then you get people that have had spiritual awakenings, and that's why they had to rush this COVID-19, because it's all about connecting the human brain with artificial intelligence. That's where they want to go with this. And yeah, a one world smart grid system, where everything is run by the internet and artificial intelligence. Now, what you might ask, what is the point in this? Well, the point in it is what the point has always been about. The point has always been about perceptual manipulation. We were once. I've seen like Eckhart Tolle say this, that we were once in a golden age, he says, of enlightenment, and I've seen many, so it's true. I've seen so many people say it, and what they say happened was a perceptual takeover. Now, obviously, you don't just change, obviously, a perceptual takeover, and it changed it to this. And that's because it's a demonic force that's doing it. And that's really what the Illuminati is. At its core, it's a demonic force that operates in different dimensional realities. And that's the point of having everything by a censored internet. So you have, because if it's not the internet, then the chances are you can get a global awakening like what's going on. So the point of getting everything linked to a censored internet is so that you've got a censored mind, right? So that you don't think, there's no abstract ideas or anything like that, because those that are running the world, that are thinking like the way the demonic forces want them to think, they think that this world is theirs, and that the sheeple are no good for anything. And the reason I know that is because I've just got to like feel and meditate upon this demonic forces. When I first had this unexpected spiritual awakening, I went crazy, and the reason I went crazy is because I could feel this demonic forces. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I could feel it. And what happened was I pretty much got used to it. And what had happened is I'd opened up now. My mind had opened up to what was really going on, this reality, and I could feel all this demonic energy. And love as well at the same time. But and obviously I had that awakening to awaken others. And that's why they try to rush this, you see. That's why they have to rush it, because the more and more people wake up, the more chaos you've got. The more you've got in Chile, the army are like killing their own people just now. In Chile. Now this is just going to develop more and more. The problem is though, there's more of us than there is of them. And that's the problem. And they really should have done this sooner. That's what the system will be thinking. When you look at Bill Gates and you see how everything's centered towards Bill Gates, that's obvious that the world is run by one system in an illusion of separate governments. But yeah, China is the blueprint for the rest of the world. And like in the start of this picture, the reason I had the sheep with the COVID-19 face masks is because I wanted to talk about that as well. That these masks, I've said it before, these masks are surgical masks. They don't protect you from a virus or COVID-19. What they're for is for surgeons working on the inside of a body to stop air and spit getting into that body. Because that would be disastrous, if that happens. So that's what they're for. But they when you're breathing in, you're breathing your toxic air that you've been breathing out. So they're not good for you. And that's the thing. And also they've got this tracking device now, which is all about tracking people that have got a temperature. And if you've got a temperature, it's saying that you've got COVID-19, which is crazy. And whilst all this is going on, you got these people with signs on their windows and support the NHS and clapping for the NHS. Whilst on ITV News, I think it was this week or last week, Boris Johnson had a meeting with Bill and Melinda Gates. And Melinda Gates wears an upside down cross. You see, and yeah, so that's what's going on. Whilst you're clapping for the NHS, I was watching a video today from a good Australian kind of conspiracy researcher, and covers so many different topics. And he showed a video of, it was a British hospital. I almost didn't believe the dancing videos myself until I saw it with my own eyes. And they were practicing dance routines, and this woman was trying to get seen in the hospital, and no one was interested. They didn't care. I mean, has the world turned evil all of a sudden? Because I always imagined that NHS people actually give the shit. I always thought that nurses care. But these people didn't even pay attention to this woman that needed seen. There was no one, there was no cases in the hospital. It was pretty much, apart from the nurses and the staff, it was a pretty much empty hospital. And that's how they can obviously make these dancing videos. So, there's not really a real pandemic. What they've been doing, and even doctors and people in hospitals have come out. They've came out and said, that's my dog in case you didn't know what that barking was. He's on the video now. But yeah, doctors have come out and people have came out and spoke against this. And they've said what it's all about, that they've got that it's all that they think, the doctors that have admitted it, that it's about raising the numbers of of the COVID-19 deaths. It doesn't matter what you die of, you go down as COVID-19. And because of this, people have died more of like cancer and many other illnesses because they've not been treating any other illnesses. And these are the people that you're clapping for. Right? And it's funny in one way, but it's people have died, so it's not funny. It's a tragic thing that's really going on. And the sheeple are well, some of them are buying into it. I see them when I'm in shops all wearing their masks. And they are absolutely ridiculous. And whilst you're doing that and you're clapping for the NHS and you panic buying or whatever, I don't know if they're still panic buying, all this surveillance AI grid has been rolled out there. And they've got this tracking device, like I say, and it's going to be everywhere. And it's going to be an app as well, they're saying. Because they want other people to track people. Even if you've got a fever, or if you're even if you're quite hot. Now, people are going to be quite hot in summertime, I imagine. But in summertime, people are going to be getting taken away because it's a hot day. It's a crazy situation. A crazy situation. And like I say, whilst you're clapping for the NHS, all this stuff being rolled out there, because they want to vaccinate the world, you see, that's what it's about. They want to vaccinate the world with this hydrogel technology, this nanotechnology, so that artificial intelligence, in Ray Kurzweil's words from Google, so that artificial intelligence becomes your human mind. Now, artificial intelligence is the internet, right? It works through the internet, so it means that your mind will be censored because the internet is censored. It's not the transhuman agenda is to make you submissive humans with a perceptual state that is censored. That's the whole point of it, right? Anyone can see that looks at this situation. That's what if you connect it with an internet that's censored, then you're going to have a censored mind. And that's what it's all about. It's all about getting everything one smart grid system that can control this system, the world, to the liking of the system. The system is this demonic force that works in different dimensions, and that's the Illuminati. That's really the Illuminati at its core, and that controls everything through different bloodlines in this world. And that's it, because everything's just energy. And what's happening in the global awakening, the reason the system's got to rush this is because people are awakening spiritually, and there's a perceptual change going on, and that's why they're trying to rush this, you see. Why do you think they're going so quickly? Because of the global awakening. And what you've got now, you've got people being violent, which I don't agree with. You've got protests, and I personally don't think Bill Gates will get his vaccine. I think what you're going to see is more and more craziness, and in 100 years you might not even have government, because people are pushing back. And like I say, I've even seen some American politicians say it, that run certain states, that if the people all said no, then it couldn't happen. And that's what's happening. And so the system isn't getting its way, because remember, a demonic force's life is short-lived. They can only feed off fear for so long until the people wake up from the fear. So demonic forces have to go to different realities to feed off fear, you see. And that's how they work. They work by creating chaos, divide and rule, and they feed off the fear. And that's what it's all about. Getting you in, they want you getting in emotional relationships with a sex bot. And people just being absolutely crazy. But it's not kind of working out for them. And that's why you shouldn't be in any fear. I'm certainly not. Have not been in any fear. Why have I not been in fear? Because I know where this is going. It's because of the global awakening. They're reacting. But for more information, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.